everyone, my name is Vic, and if you don't know me, you are about to, but more importantly than who I am is what today is. This morning, I woke up and there was a chill. There was a little cool breeze. It was 57 degrees outside, and it finally felt a little bit like fall. Now it's hot again. It's like in the upper 80s now, but that was close enough that I knew I was ready to start decorating for fall and for Halloween. If you don't know, fall is literally my favorite time of year. I wish it spanned the entire year, but I take advantage of this 3-month period that I have, and as you can see behind me, I have quite a few decorations that I need to put up. But I figured we could just go ahead and get started. I'm in the mood. I bought some candles, got some blankets, of course, pumpkins, and we're just gonna put it everywhere. So let's get started. So starting with the living room, I really wanted to hone in on the electric fireplace that we have in our living room. It just feels like the centerpiece of the home when you walk in. So I replaced the fake plants I had sitting there before with these 2 strings of autumn leaves that I got off of Amazon. And I really just love the way that it turned out. I feel like it really filled the space nicely and gave it the super cozy vibe that I was looking for. The next thing that I got were the electric candles that I got off of Amazon, and my favorite thing about these candles is that they are remote controlled, so I can just use a remote to turn them on and off instead of manually having to flip a switch, which just makes life a lot easier for me. And I still get the ambiance of candles without having to worry about them dripping or having to replace them when they burn down. Next, I put down these glass pumpkins that I got from the value section at Target. They actually are originally supposed to light up, but unfortunately one of them just wouldn't light when I tried to turn it on. And so I just went with the flow and decided to keep them unlit, but I still think it looks really nice and actually gives more attention to the fire ambiance in the background. And of course, Binks had to be there to manage absolutely everything that I was doing and approve of all changes to the apartment. Next, I just added these tiny little fabric pumpkins up to the mantle. I got a box of like 6 or 9 pumpkins from Target. And in the middle section of the fireplace, I put some little knickknacks, some pumpkins, a plate with a pumpkin on it, and then a fall decoration that's a barn. Next, I wanted to focus in on the couches. I got rid of the white pillows that we had originally and left the brown ones and added in an orange pillow and then a pumpkin pillow, which the cats have just destroyed from previous years, but I still love the way that it looks. Moving over to the ottoman, I got rid of the other blankets that we kept there. We're a very heavy blanket family, so we always have a ton of blankets out and about. But I replaced them and of course made sure that Luca's candy corn toy was nice and safe since this is where he tends to sit. And I replaced the blankets that were here previously with this orange knit blanket that I believe I also got from Target, but I got it a few years ago, so I can't remember. Now, this next item is new. I got it from the value section at Target. I think it was $3, and I just think it's so adorable. It's just this string of pumpkins, and I don't know, something about it just seems so cozy and homey to me, and I just absolutely adore how it looks. Moving on to the kitchen, I knew that I wanted to fill our counter space with some fall decorations, but I wasn't completely sure how to go about it. I had another string of autumn leaves that I wanted to put here, but I was really worried that it would just look cluttered, so I kind of messed around with it, trying to see what would work best. And as you'll see, I had a first version of it, which is what this is, and I ended up going with my second version that I tried because I felt like it just looked a lot less cluttered than this version. So this is the version I went with, and I ended up moving the candle to the center, and I got rid of my actual live plant and put it on the back counter. That way the fall leaves would be the main centerpiece and they wouldn't clash. Now for the changing of the guards, I got rid of these summertime kitchen towels and replaced them with the Halloween/fall kitchen towels, and I always get on to Aaron to not use these to wipe his hand because they are purely for decoration. And the only other thing I added to this back section of the kitchen is this Halloween themed oven mitt, just because this area does tend to get dirty while we're cooking. Now, another changing of the guards moment, replacing our outside doormat with this Halloween themed doormat. It was a little bit rumpled, but it should lay flat over time. And changing out our spring door hanger to this Halloween door hanger that we got, I think 1 or 2 years ago. It always makes me laugh because the inside of the apartment is very cozy fall themed, but the outside has a lot more of a Halloween decoration kind of vibe with the cats and the skeleton Venus flytrap wreath, but I still love the way that it looks. And moving on to the bedroom, I really wanted to keep a cozy vibe for the bedroom, so I went with a little bit more of an earthy tone and not so loud. I did a base layer with this brown blanket and then just layered this orange quilt over it that I got from Amazon. And I put this cute little mushroom, crocheted mushroom that I got off of Etsy in the middle. I have been waiting to put it out because I just think it is the most adorable little thing. And of course, Luca was there to check the quality of my work. For our bedroom side tables, I really didn't want to add too much just because there's a lot of utility and use for this, so I didn't want it to be overcrowded. And on Aaron's side, he especially needs a lot more room over here, and so I didn't want to crowd it, so I just put 2 little pumpkins here, which I still thought were super cute and very calm and fit the earthy vibe that I was wanting for the bedroom. Now moving to the dining room, I didn't have a ton of space to work with because I did want to make sure we were still able to eat, but I got this basket from Goodwill and I knew I wanted to do something with it. So I ended up filling it with this bourbon pumpkin candle from Target and then this lantern that I got from the Target value section. I also bought some salt and pepper shakers. This is my first pair of salt and pepper shakers I've ever owned, and I got them from Pop Shelf. They are so cute with the little foxes on them, and they really just fit the cozy vibe that I was wanting. Now, lastly, moving on to my office, I didn't have a ton of decorations left over at this point, but I really wanted to focus in more on my desk specifically since that's where I spend most of my time. So I put a few more candles out on my desk as well as some little pumpkins and this cute little cat plate that I found at Target for $3. I was honestly really surprised that the plate was only $3 because it's super cute. And then with the last string of fall leaves, I wanted to just wind them around my desk, but I did have a little bit of a hard time making sure they didn't get in the way and they weren't just shoving things over, but I think I was finally able to get them in a somewhat orderly fashion where I can still work on my computer but have this cozy vibe at the same time. And of course, my office already has a little bit of a fall theme because of the tapestry that I have on my wall. I have the moon tarot card hanging up and it has all of the fall colors and lots of ambient lighting since I don't like overhead lighting. And just to be extra, I did change the background on my desktop to be fall themed and cozy. Now, this is just the final look at everything that I did and all of the coziness, and I just love it. I'm just ready to cozy up with a book and smell all of the pumpkin candles and read and watch all of the cozy movies, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out.